Great question in the chat, though, from Tiger John. Interesting mechanics are one of my favorite things about this game. Okay, one of my favorite things about this game is how things don't quite seem to be what they are. And Cornelius, for example, has recently gotten a armor penetration skin. Got it during Spooky Festival. Armor penetration for a mage? Question mark. Well, the trick is skills that have a red damage number. Okay, a red damage number. This 13,189. That is classified as physical damage. Okay, that is physical damage. An ability that has a green number, damage number is a pure damage attack. Okay, so pure damage can't be blocked by armor or magic penetration. It should be like a white or a silver color, in my opinion. But if the damage number is green, like this is clearly a damage attack, then it's pure damage. Cornelius's ultimate attack, his big one-hit ability, is physical damage. So he wants to ignore the enemy's armor, which is interesting because he's a mage. You look at a hero that does magic damage, like Polaris. Magic damage is violet. Whenever you're looking at a skill, magic damage is violet. So if you're ever asking yourself, what kind of penetration do I need for this hero? Like the penetration, how important is it? Violet abilities want magic penetration. Red abilities want armor penetration. And what's very interesting is this ability can be dodged. Right? If you end up hitting Heidi or Aurora or Dante, which is possible you could, they can dodge this because it's a physical attack. Now, also interesting, this Nexus of Horror ability, okay, Kark's knock-up ability. This ability doesn't do damage. It does 0 damage. Because it does 0 damage, it cannot be dodged. This cannot be dodged. The damage part of it down here, Deadly Tendrils, this can be dodged. And why is that important? The skill Deadly Tendrils is actually what does the damage when Kark knocks up enemies. This part of the attack can be dodged. This part cannot be dodged. So the stun always goes through. See how it's got a stun effect, a 2-second stun? Emotional damage. So the stun will always hit the enemy, unless of course it's prevented or blocked with Sebastian, Chorus, Nebula, Celeste, timing, stuff like that. Ninja Turtles can avoid it. The stun will always land. However, since this doesn't have a physical damage to it, any ability that has no physical damage to it, this ability has physical damage. This ability does not have physical damage. Any ability that does not have physical damage will be delayed with silence. All right. So if Kark is silenced by Isaac or Thea or Kira was one of the original ways to counter Kark because Kira's ultimate silences the enemy team. Whenever Kark is silenced, he can't use the ultimate. He can't use it. Of course, once the silence ends, then he uses his ultimate. But it's just interesting. Very good question, Tiger. The way that the skills work in this game sometimes they're broken and they don't make any sense. But sometimes they're very cool. They're very interesting how they interact with each other. I saw some people talking about Iris in the chat. Iris is another very interesting hero. All of her abilities do physical damage. All of them do physical damage. Her exposed soul doesn't actually do any damage. It does 0 damage, right? Her ultimate doesn't do any damage at all. It just splits the soul out and then you damage that soul, right? With whatever damage that you use and it's converted into pure damage. All of her abilities do physical damage. A lot of people say, hey, this is pure damage. It's not actually pure damage. It's absorbed. It's very interesting. So if the stun always hits, then it should be able to dodge the damage. No, Brian, the stun doesn't count as a physical attack. It's a spell. Oh, you're saying dodge the damage. The damage can be dodged. I see what you're saying. No. The damage, I believe, happens technically first, right? Because they get knocked up in the air and they don't get stunned until they land. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works. Yeah, good question, Tiger. I like this game a lot sometimes. Most of the time, I hate it. The rock, paper, scissors of damage types. Magic damage beats dodge teams. Dodge teams beats physical teams. Physical teams beats mages. It's kind of how it works, right? Iris's attack can be dodged. Yes, Iris's bitey attack can be dodged. Yes, it can. Gray color represent pure damage. In the actual fight, yes, but on the character screen, it's green damage. Her ult can't be dodged. Yeah, her ultimate can't be dodged. You can't avoid this. Can't avoid it. True and real. True and real.